Hey friends, tonight we are going to read On Imagination by Phillis Wheatley. Phillis was the first published African American poet, and as you can imagine, that means that her life was full of tragedy and sorrow and misery, from which she produced some amazing poetry because the dude who owned her apparently had some progressive ideas and allowed her to be educated well enough to write and become the poet that we know and love. He didn't free her. The poem that we're reading tonight, On Imagination, was actually published while she was still enslaved. For me, it's interesting to contrast that the fact that she was still enslaved with the just hope and I don't want to say cheeriness, because it's not really cheeriness, but just the irrepressible hope that she kind of expresses in this poem. On Imagination by Phillis Wheatley. Thy various works, imperial queen, we see, how bright their forms, how decked with pomp by thee. Thy wondrous acts and beauteous orders stand, and all attest how potent is thine hand. From Helicon's refulgent heights attend, ye sacred choir, and my attempts befriend. To tell her glories with a faithful tongue, ye blooming graces, triumph in my song. Now here, now there, the roving fancy flies, till some loved objects strike her wandering eyes, whose silken fetters all the senses bind, and soft captivity involves the mind. Imagination, who can sing thy force, or who describe the swiftness of thy course, soaring through air to find the bright abode, the imperial palace of the thundering god? We on thy pinions can surpass the wind, and leave the rolling universe behind. From star to star the mental optics rove, measure the skies, and range the realms above. There in one view we grasp the mighty whole, or with new worlds amaze the unbounded soul. Though winter frowns to fancy's raptured eyes, the fields may flourish, and gay scenes arise. The frozen deeps may break their iron bands, and bid their waters murmur o'er the sands. Fair Flora may resume her fragrant reign, and with her flowery riches deck the plain. Sylvanus may diffuse his honors round, and all the forest may with leaves be crowned. Showers may descend, and dews their gems disclose, and nectar sparkle on the blooming rose. Such is thy power, nor are thine orders vain, O thou, the leader of the mental train. In full perfection all thy works are wrought, and thine the sceptre o'er the realms of thought. Before thy throne the subject passions bow, of subject passions sovereign ruler thou. At thy command joy rushes on the heart, and through the glowing veins the spirits dart. Fancy might now her silken pinions try to rise from earth and sweep the expanse on high. From Tithon's bed now might Aurora rise, her cheeks all glowing with celestial dyes, while a pure stream of light o'erflows the skies. The monarch of the day I might behold, and all the meadows tipped with radiant gold. But I reluctant leave the pleasing views, which fancy dresses to delight the muse. Winter austere forbids me to aspire, and northern tempests damp the rising fire. They chill the tides of fancy's flowing sea. Cease then, my song, cease the unequal lay. The end. Good night.